Welcome to today's training. We are actually going to go over, this is the first of multiple training videos for a neighborhood mailing campaign. This first step will be to collect data. So a nice tool that's available to you on the Greater Rochester Association of Realtors site is Realist, which will allow us to get this data for free. So the first step is we'll go to our dashboard and we'll click on the Realist link. Okay, once your Realist comes up, we're going to do a search just like we would for anything in the Fusion platform. And the first thing we're going to do is we'll put the street name in. So in this case, I'm going to use a street in Webster. And you'll see that that street has been entered. If you want to add multiple streets, you're going to hit this plus button right here to add additional streets. So, if I wanted to add another street, I would just go in here and do that right there. I'm not going to in this case, but that would be how you would do that. The other thing I want to review with you is make sure that you have the regions set correctly. In this case, I have Monroe and Ontario. If you're looking in Wayne as well, you'd want to click that button as well and make sure that you have your counties, because you'll lose your mind trying to figure out why the streets you know exist aren't coming up. So that's a good thing to know. I don't want to look for stuff outside the area, so I'm going to put the zip code of 14580 as well. And then once I get all that information in, I'll hit search. You'll see that all of my street name listings come up, and you can see they're neat and orderly. These are all the ones that I'm targeting right here. From this point, you can do one of a few things. First off, you can select the ones you want. You can see 51 results in this printing here. You can create labels if you want to create labels, and that's not really what we're doing here today, but just so you know, if you want to just print off some mailing labels and mail this out, you would just click this button down here, pick the type of labels you're using, and then just create, and it will print them right to your mailer. But once again, we're not doing that here today, so we'll go on to the next thing. What we're going to do is we're actually going to export this information out of here so that we can put it into our direct mail campaign and take some of the data. So we're going to hit export, and we're going to hit customize. And from this screen, a bunch of things come up. And you can see that you can pick and choose the boxes that you want. In this case, I've created my own export list. So, I just hit load, and it brings in the stuff that I've selected. And just so you guys can make yours the same way if you'd like, I'm going to go over what I have in my sort list. I have address, above grade square footage, the amount of bedrooms, I have full baths, half baths, lot acreage, owner's first name, owner's last name, property city, state, subdivision, zip code, and zip code +4. So now you have all of that stuff selected. And then once you have that, you can save export if you like, and that will create one of these little export things. You can name it, and you can just click it every time you come in there, so you don't have to reselect all those like we just talked about right there. The next thing I'd like to talk about is they do allow you these addresses for free. You don't have to pay a mailing service for this information, but you are restricted to only 5,000 free downloads per month. So you can see I've already done 51, so I have 49 available. I'm going to be doing another 51 right now, and I'm going to get basically, those will go against my total, so that'll bring me down even more. So after you've gotten everything selected the way you want it and everything, you're going to hit export. And what that will do is it will save a Excel file to your desktop. You'll just open that file, and I'll show you what that looks like. And that's not how we want to open it. So just open that document in Excel, and then you'll drag it over, or in this case, I'm dragging it over so you can see it. And you're going to see that I have everything neatly sorted. I have 51 people, which should be 52 lines because I have a heading. And you can see each person's name is, you'll want to go through this and clean it up, make sure there's no weird stuff in there. I have the address, the city, the zip over here, the property, city, the subdivision name, the amount of bedrooms, baths, and half baths, and the amount of acreage. And we can use this to our benefit when we're doing a mail merge because we can make it sound like we have the exact client that potentially is looking for their home. So we can say, I have a client that's looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a half-bath home on a, and we'll make a separate column here so that these are more realistic numbers because you want to say, looking for a 4.2 acre. We want to say looking for a 1/3 of an acre or larger, or looking for a 1/2 acre or larger. So this would be a good listing here for that type of buyer. So we'll put these in categories in the next training video. But so you can see here also you get the square footage of the property. So that's another nice thing to say. I have a client that's looking for a home that's 2,000 square foot or larger, and it just gives you more credibility. You'll obviously save this, and then we'll use this into the mail merge piece. And that's it for this training session.